That's really nice. Hi, I'm Matt, and this is Learn With Me, where I attempt to write a subgenre of music that I've not tried to write before. Today, I'm trying ambient guitar. Characteristics are usually the use of simple open harmonies, lack of rhythm and traditional structure, extensive use of effects pedals, with a less is more philosophy. Artists such as Light of Sun, Stars of the Lid, Brian Eno, and Robert Fripp are just some of the artists I've listened to for inspiration for this. I'll be using Ableton Live for this session. So first thing I want to do is set the tempo, and I'm thinking something quite slow. So I'm just going to tap. Let's go with 62. I probably won't have any percussion or drums on this one, but just for me to play to, I'm just going to create a simple beat. It's just going to be a simple beat. I'll extend that all the way. You know, there's nothing wrong with a metronome, but I do much prefer playing to an actual beat, even if it's not going to be used in the final song. Let's call this guitar. Now I've got Ableton set up so I can actually pump anything into my pedal board from Ableton. So my routing is going to be slightly different to how you usually would route in Ableton. So first I have the guitar, which is 2, and then I have to create an audio for my pedal board, which is 3. And then I also have to put the external on the guitar to 3. So the guitar is being sent to the pedal board here. So I set both of these in. Let me grab the guitar. You can now hear if I put my delay on. Comes through. Obviously that's very bright, so I'm actually going to put the tone down on the guitar first. Now for my actual amp, I'm using the NUX Amp Academy for my actual sound. I'm definitely going to put the Avalanche run on. I'm also going to put the reverb on my dark light. Now what I want to do is I'm going to push the time up on the Avalanche run, and I'm going to put the decay up, basically 12 o'clock on both. And I'm going to put the tone knob all the way down on my guitar because it still sounds quite bright. I want it to be a bit more epic, so I'm also going to put on the delay side of the dark light, and it has this amazing pitch mode. And I can put both pitches down to the bottom. So now I just need to figure out what chords I'm going to do, because I quite like the idea of just switching between 2 initially. Maybe I'll do 3 chords. I really like that chord sequence, so let's go with that. I'm going to record it in. It's nice that. That's our foundation, and I'm just going to loop that for now. Very beginning, there's a little bit of crackling, but I actually quite liked that. And I like the idea, once we've got the layers on, probably putting some high cuts and everything and automating it, so we kind of get this like very slow crescendo as well. Now I'm going to keep the sound the same. Probably do like just play the first 2 notes in the chord. Okay, let's go for it. Do like that crackle. Be good to find out what that actually is. So I think what I'm going to do is have this come in on the second loop around. Okay, I think what I want to do is have a look at some of the sounds. Although actually it might be good, before I do that, it's probably going to be quite good to maybe come up with another B section with different chords as well, so. Oh. That can be the second section. That'll work. And I'm thinking just one repeat around, so I'll put that there, and then we can put that back there. And then we just need to record the other guitar part. And then we copy that and put that in there. Delete that. Copy, paste that there as well. So I think maybe for the next section it could be like a... I feel like I've used this chord progression before. Let's use it. Interesting. I actually changed the chord, that last one. Let's copy that, put it there, and then also do the same, but for the second guitar, which I guess is more of like a bass, I guess. And it's kind of setting the rhythm as well. And I think maybe just doing one more section kind of around those chords. And then let's just do the other guitar. And the first thing I want to do when we finish this is I'm going to pan them. I think what I'd like to do now is kind of get almost like a bit of a lead part. So I'm going to put the tone up a bit on the guitar. Change the pickup. Yeah, that's better. I'm going to turn off the delay that's creating that low end on the dark light. So I'm just going to record and hopefully I'll get something I can use. And I'm palm muting a little bit. I actually really like most of that. So we've got the sections we need for the first two parts, and then this third section. So I just need to shift that. I liked what I just did there, but I need to obviously shift that bar back. I think there's just the one more section I need to do with this guitar sound anyways. So I think what I want to do now is create a part that's a bit more open, because that part was obviously palm muted. I wonder if I put a tiny bit of overdrive on it. I'm going to try the Mandrake. Lower the tone of the guitar. Try a different pickup. In fact, let's push the decay up even further. I've got it at 75%. And let's also change the decay on the reverb as well. And I'm just going to jump in about time we kind of go back to the first, I guess, the A section. I need to edit some of that bit. Yeah, there's some stuff going on with the structure there, but there were some nice bits in there, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this. Get rid of that. I think I want to do another kind of lead part like that, but I'm also going to go a little bit more crazy with these reverb and delays. So I'm going to put the delay on, but I'm going to switch the pitch over to crush. And have more repeats on the Avalanche run. Let's try, because they have another one that's just standard delay on the dark light. Let's just try that. I like that, that's a really nice sound. And we've still got the Mandrake on as well. So I'm going to come into a similar part to where we came before. So that was nice. Right, so let's now look at the structure of all this and clean some of it up. Okay, so there was another bit. It sounded a little bit messed up. I think we just need to maybe put some crossfades in there. But let's start from the beginning. So I think what I'm going to first do, let's actually turn the drums off for now. So this one, I'm actually going to put a low cut on. Or, I wonder how these sound if I pan them quite harshly. I go 30. Seems a little bit extreme. Let's maybe put it down to 12. Put a crossfade there. I think what I am going to do is put a low cut on both of them, but automate it so we slowly get more and more low end as the song goes on. Before we do that, let's look at the structure, because right now it's actually like 5 minutes and 30 seconds long. My natural instinct is to shorten it, but I'm not going to, because actually a lot of these songs do go on for a little bit, and I do like the 2 lead parts I came up with. I just want to make it a bit more interesting at the beginning, so I'm going to go back to the idea of putting low cuts on pretty much everything initially. And I'm going to start off probably around 500, so it starts the dip from 500 hertz. We'll automate this so we kind of get down to probably about here. We can go down to maybe 80. I want to make this so this isn't so extreme. And with this guitar, I want to add more reverb, so I'm going to use the Baby Audio's Spaced Out for this. And this is a mega plugin. I use it probably in most of my videos. Turned off the delay, which is left side, and you've got the reverb on the right. I'm actually going to click to outer space, which I guess it's like the room size, essentially. Yeah, that's great already. Just lower it just a tiny bit. I'm also going to add that to this other guitar part. So hopefully when this comes in, we'll get a little bit more low end. I'm actually going to be a bit more harsh with this fade in. I'm actually going to cut this bit out because I feel like there needs a bit of a change at that point. So I'm going to shift this here, add some crossfades. These lead parts I'm going to pan, probably at 20 each way. I'm going to add the reverb to these other guitars as well. Okay, so we've done a bit of work on the structure. We've done a little bit of sound design there. Add some reverbs, add some low cuts to things. In fact, I didn't add low cuts to the lead guitar, so let's just do that quickly. And I'm going to use the Waves Q1 for this, which is what I used before. I just didn't actually mention what plugin it is. But I use this a lot because it goes down to 18 dB, whereas the Ableton built-in one, it goes down to 12. And I'm going to be quite harsh with the lead ones. And those little low cuts will help the mix sound a lot cleaner as well. So I think what I'd like to do now is get back on guitar and actually use this Boss Synthesizer SY-1. And I'm thinking more of a kind of a lead sound, but very ambient and kind of in the back. So let's try find a sound. So let's do a pad. Ooh, like an organ. And I want to set the signal to 100% wet. Yeah, so I like that. So let's put the Avalanche run on, and I'm also going to put the Dark Lights reverb on. And I'm going to change the setting because right now I've got it set to tape, and I'm going to try pass. Should I try comb? Try back tape again. Actually, I like tape. I'm going to put the rate up. Maybe lower the rate a bit. Put the decay up even more. So now it's fully 100% wet, which I thought I had, but I didn't. I was still having some dry signal in there. Yeah, and that's really nice. So let's record some of that. And I'm going to go from the beginning. go to the new section. that's going to go on forever, I think. But let me pop that away. Let's just put this down here. And I quite like that start, so I'm going to fade that in. Just turn the drums off again. I'm actually going to put the low cut on this new guitar part we just did. And I think I'm actually going to put the spaced out reverb on there as well. I'm going to lower the mix a little bit. And I think with this guitar part, kind of palm muted thing, I think I want to put a high cut on it and slowly automate it so you kind of slowly get more and more of the high end, because I think it's just a little bit harsh to begin with. Let's put that, and we'll start about 500, I think. Let's just listen to that on its own to make sure it's not too extreme. Let's go up a little bit to maybe. Yeah, that's nice. And then we'll automate that. So by the end of it, we're getting the full frequency. And I think I want to do the same with this guitar as well. Start at 1000 and automate the gain on that. I have to say, with that synth pedal, it's really nice. I think when I first got it, I wasn't 100% sold on it, but once you put some delay and reverb on it, it really does shine. Got such a nice sound to it. I mean, hearing it, there isn't much else I kind of want to do with it. I feel like that's actually, it sounds really nice. It's kind of exactly what I kind of had in my mind. Obviously, a lot of this is just flowing with it. I didn't have anything set out to do, but it's kind of ticking all the boxes for me. I think maybe one last thing I'd like to do. Maybe with this, I like the idea of using Baby Audio's Transit 2 on this, which is a really powerful, awesome plugin. I mean, even the default preset, it's really cool. I mean, that already, I love it. I'm actually gonna use that because that just sounds epic. I'm gonna start that probably here, and by the end, it's gonna be 100%. So yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to achieve today. I really want to sit down and do everything on guitar, and maybe I could add some kind of like percussion elements. Maybe I can look at creating like a loop actually. Let's do that. So now I've got the guitar. I quite like the idea of trying to create some kind of like abstract percussion on the guitar, and I'm going to create like a loop. I'll basically do like a kick drum, like a snare, like almost like a hi-hat sound, and I'll create a loop and just basically loop that for the whole thing, but then probably have like start with a high cut and then automate that so we kind of get more of the high end of it, similar to what I've done with the guitars. So I mean, that kind of sound could be, let's just record, I'm going to go over here and just record whatever I come up with. That'll do. We've got lots of little sounds in that. I think these ones probably almost sounds like a kick, so that's a good one. Quite like these little things that I did. Can be almost like little hi-hat parts. Quite like that little sound as well. What else have we got here? It's almost like a snare, that. Okay, so let's use that snare. Let's create a loop. Make sure these sounds are actually starting at the right point. So I'll just copy that there. So what I'm going to do is I consolidate this, and then I'm going to stretch it or pitch it down. And then we'll stretch it over 2, so it's slower. Let's just hear it at normal pitch. Yeah, and then let's see if that works with the song tonally. It does. Cool. Let's just copy this a few times. I'm going to consolidate this again, and then I'm also then going to quantize it, just to make sure it's completely in time. And we can even try maybe change the pitch a little bit to see if we can fit it better with the song. I mean, it sounds pretty good to me, but oh, I think that does actually work better. And then I'm going to add the Waves BB Tubes on this, just to kind of give it a bit more kind of tone. And the BB Tubes is just the tube saturator. I put the bass relief up a little bit as well, which cleans up the lower end. I'm going to put the J37 on there as well, which is kind of like a tape reverb / delay. I'm just going to go for the presets, give delays, to save a bit of time. I'm going to see what electric guitar sounds like. Sounds interesting. Let's try high shimmer. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I really like that. Maybe lower in the mix. also going to put a low cut on this because there is a little bit of low end going on that's a little bit messy. I'm not going to be too extreme with it. I'm thinking just cutting off anything past probably 60. And I also want to add another cut, which will be a high cut. And I'll start this off probably about 125. So this will come in when the rhythm with the low end comes in. Just copy this. And then I'm going to automate this high cut. I want to try put the Baby Audio Super VHS, and I like the idea of using that magic button because this kind of does like a kind of separates signal into two, and I think it just phases one slightly, so you kind of get this really nice stereo image. And in fact, also let's put the wash up. So this is the wash is your reverb. You've got heat, which is like an overdrive, and then you've got drift, which kind of like drifts the pitch a bit. So I just want to push the wash up a bit. Put a little bit of heat on there. Just lower the level a little bit on the delay. Yeah, that's better. In fact, let's see if we can put Transit 2 on this as well. Let's go through some of the presets. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's do that. And I don't want to start straight away, so I kind of have a bit of a curve here. In fact, I think with this transit, I'm going to reverse this effect. So I'm going to start it quite high up and then have it come down. So yeah, I think I'm actually really happy with that. We've added a little bit of percussion, and it's all been created with just the guitar, the pedals, and some effects in Ableton. So I'm going to put some quick mastering on this, and then we'll have a listen. So for mastering, I'm just going to use Isotope's Ozone 11, and I'm going to set it to balanced mix, which tends to be a really good preset for just demoing. Okay, so let's have a listen. considering that's just 7 layers of guitar, I'm pretty happy with that. And that's included in the kind of percussion elements that we added. I mean, obviously it could do with some mixing. I'm unsure about I kind of like it, and also there's a part of it that doesn't, where you get some of the guitar, some of that lead parts where they kind of come out and they're like come out quite harsh at times. But I kind of also like that because it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, and that's partly, it's clearly not a happy song. So, you know, I quite like it for that. I think if I was to do it again, I'd probably maybe go more of a kind of a drone sound, maybe less melodic maybe. I think maybe there's too many lead parts going on. But I'm happy with it, I think. For my first attempt at this kind of genre, I think it's a good start. It's kind of a nice demo stage. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like what you see, give a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Thanks so much for watching.